Hey, freedom seekers! Welcome back to Set Yourself Free, the podcast for ambitious women who are ready to break free from the 9 to 5, create their own freedom, and live a life aligned with their values. I'm Eugenia, and today we're diving into a story that every ambitious woman needs to hear, especially if you've ever wondered whether it's truly possible to reinvent your life. Today, I have a very special guest joining me, Jolien, a Dutch native who made Sweden her home and discovered the power of building a life rooted in freedom, independence, and purpose. From working traditional 9 to 5 jobs and feeling unfulfilled, to discovering a business opportunity that allowed her to create freedom, help others, and grow personally. Julien's journey is full of lessons for any woman who's ready to step into her own power. What I love about her story is that it proves something powerful. When you're brave enough to choose yourself, life can open in ways you've never imagined. So if you're listening to this and you've been craving more freedom, more flexibility, and more purpose, this episode is going to expand what you believe is possible. Grab your 9.5 pH glass of water, your notebook, and let's dive in. It's time to set yourself free. Hi, Jolene.
Hi,
Welcome.
Eugenia. Hi, thank you.
I'm so excited to have you here today, and I'm sure my listeners will enjoy this episode a lot. To get
Amazing.
started, can you maybe share a little bit about who you are and your background, where you're from, and what your life was like before starting this business?
Of course. Hello, everyone. Yeah, so my name is Jolien, or in Dutch, it's Jolien. I'm from the Netherlands, but I now live in Sweden, in beautiful Sweden. Um, yeah, before discovering business life, I followed the usual routine, like we all do. I went to school, studied, and then started to work. So yeah, that's a little bit about me, about my background.
That's
Uh,
very common. I think
yeah,
that we all think that's the only thing we can do.
yes, exactly. Well, maybe already a short side note. I do remember when I was still in school that I always saw my father going to work every day, every single day. And at that point, I already thought, what about his own life? And do I have to give up mine for 40 plus years too? So it already felt a little bit daunting at the
Wow,
time.
I love
So
that.
yeah, I always felt there had to be more to life than just working and waiting for the weekends. So it started at a young age, let's say for me,
Oh,
wanting
that's
more from life.
amazing. That is amazing. For me, it came later, but I love it. I love when you realize that so early on. So thank you for sharing. And also, I wanted just for the listeners, like there's lots of expats there. Like you're originally from the Netherlands, as you mentioned. Now you call Sweden home. What motivated the move, and what's like living like an expat?
Um, yeah, I moved to Sweden together with my partner because I'm a huge nature lover, or we, and I just wanted to live closer to nature, but also to live a slower life, more freedom, yeah, a freer lifestyle, and yeah, that's the main reason why we moved to Sweden.
Wow.
The Netherlands is very crowded, it's busy, it's a fast life, it's rushed, and now I live very remotely in the middle of nature, far from cities, and yeah, it's beautiful, but it also has its challenges. Living as an
Of course.
expat in such a remote area, yeah, you need to learn to you grow, you trust yourself more. It's a beautiful surrounding, but you also have to manage things differently, and
For sure.
especially, yeah, when it comes to work, earning an income, it's not as straightforward anymore.
Yeah,
So,
I totally understand that. To be fair, like I was also living in London before and now I moved to Edinburgh. It's not as remote as you are. I'm seeing the snow and it's so beautiful, but it's that feeling that when you want to go closer to nature or more remote, it's tough if you have to
yeah.
have a 9 to 5 or a regular job. Like it's a decision that sometimes you can just not make. So I'm
Mm,
glad you managed to do
yeah.
that. That's amazing. Okay,
Mm,
so before discovering this business, you worked a 9 to 5, let's call it. You can give a bit of background of what you were doing before, but how did that feel for you, and what did you know was missing?
right. Yeah. Yeah. I did. I was active in broadcasting, so
Wow.
television. But I also worked already a bit online. I produced events online, and in broadcasting television world is a bit more irregular. But I also worked like 9 to 5. And yeah, to be honest, I was very ambitious. I wanted to build that career.
Mhm.
So yeah, but for me, I realized I didn't fit in. You know, there was a lot of
Yeah,
pressure. And yeah, like I said, it also felt quite rushed and a bit stressful. And besides that, you know, when you work in the television environment, it was very male dominated.
yes,
You know, you have all these people with, yeah, I don't want to sound too negative, but big egos, and they all have strong opinions. And what happened is that I didn't truly felt myself in that surrounding. And what happened is that I often held back or was a bit reserved.
yeah.
I didn't show my true colors, but and yeah, besides that, I wanted to see the world, I wanted to travel,
Yeah,
and that environment didn't allow that. So um,
yeah. I
there
to
were, yeah.
I was going to say, I can totally relate to that because I think a lot of industries are very male dominated. To be fair, with network marketing, we're quite lucky because we have lots of
Mhm.
women here. So it's
Yes.
amazing. And the traveling too. I remember always like having to negotiate, like, okay, I have this amount of days. I want to go travel. I want to go see my family. Like so many things to juggle that it was just not possible.
No, no, exactly. And only with 20 or 25
Yeah.
holiday days, it's just, when you want to see the world, you're so limited.
100%. Maybe this brings me to my next question. So, when you found this business opportunity, if you want to explain just how you came across the business opportunity, of course, like what was your situation then, but what also made you say yes and take the leap? Because at least
Mhm.
for me, it was scary, but I still did it. So, how was that for you?
Yeah, for me, it was a bit different than for most, I think, because, I was already living in Sweden, so very remotely. So I was actively looking for a business opportunity or, work online. And I always craved to be more independent and to be my own boss,
Yeah,
to not be dependent anymore by a boss or, uh, colleagues I don't like.
a hundred
So,
percent.
yeah. So, and because I live so far away, earning an income in the usual way is not that easy. So, at some point, I was scrolling on Instagram and I
Yeah,
found an advertisement. And yeah, it's got my interest because it was about, a mission through health in
yeah,
all areas, not only financial health, but also mental and physical.
physical. Yeah,
Yeah, so this was something that spoke to me immediately because I think health is very important. I really care about myself, about my own health, but I also care a lot about the planet and about nature and wildlife and you name it. So for me, this felt so aligned, and
yeah.
especially compared to others opportunities out there where it's just about selling. That's not me. So for me, this was a no-brainer.
I love it.
Yes, yes. I just knew it, and I felt so ready, and I dove straight in. I just took the leap.
Love at
So
first sight.
yes,
It's so beautiful.
yes,
But I can really relate to it because for me, it was scary. But I think I started the business 2 weeks after doing the discovery process. I was like,
wow,
oh my God, something like this exists. Like I'm in. So I can understand what you're saying when you see this. And it's like, I hope it's real because it's amazing. And then you
yes.
just go for it.
Well, yeah, and being that fast, it's so powerful. It's you're setting the tone for
Yeah.
yourself. So that's amazing. Yeah, yeah. I was also fast. I thought
Maybe that's
like,
why.
let's go.
Maybe
Yeah,
that's why I reached out to you for this. I did not know that, but I love it.
yeah,
It's the
yeah.
energy. Okay. And also, you're building your own team. Of course, I've seen that inside our community and it's amazing. What has surprised you the most about leading and supporting others? Is this something that you knew from the beginning you wanted to do when you came into the business, or how has this evolved?
No, not no, not at all. To be fair, but yeah, what surprises me the most is the love I feel for my team, and it
Mhm.
sounds so soft,
Oh,
or I don't know, but the beautiful thing is I recognize myself in all of them. They're my kind of people. It's
yeah,
my team, and that's um, yeah, which makes leading them so much easier and so much fun. And especially watching them grow and succeed, it's incredibly yeah, rewarding. It's so beautiful to see, and I absolutely love it. Yeah.
no, I feel you. I totally feel you. How many team members do you have now?
Ooh, well, I have all, I think in total I support or guide 11 people now.
Wow,
Um,
amazing.
but but some people I yeah, guide like one on one, and other people I guide more in the background, let's say.
Yeah, and
So
and that's also part of becoming a leader, right? Like you learn so many skills and you see how it's best to support some people and others. So I think that's something you get with this business too, right?
yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Amazing. And how does it feel to be able to empower people to create freedom for themselves, right? Because when you found this for you, okay, great. But now you actually get to share it with others.
yeah, yeah, and that's what fills me with joy so much. I honestly say it's the best feeling. Having success yourself is already a wonderful feeling because you see the proof and you see the improvements you're making,
Yeah,
and that's amazing. But seeing, so you want them to have success as well. And and when your team succeeds, yeah, it's the best. It's the best.
right.
I'm sometimes I jump for joy to see them succeed. I'm so proud of them as
Yeah.
well. And yeah, sometimes I feel even like I'm their mother, and I see my kids grow. It sounds
No,
silly,
but it
but
is so exciting. Of course, like I think always like when success is for us, yes, it's great. But when you share that and when you get that feeling of it's not only me, but this is bigger than me, I think that's the most beautiful thing you can do. So I'm glad you're experiencing
yeah,
it with your team. And with that, of course, like in the business, we have a community, we're part of the same community. How big or small has this been for you? Like being supported, like has it impacted your confidence, your results? What do you think
yeah.
community plays a part in this?
Yeah, this might sound funny, but maybe I don't know. But when I started, I didn't think I needed a community at first. It's now when I say it, it sounds crazy. But it turns, I thought I will do it all by myself and, like that. But honestly, it's so amazing because you're not on your own. You don't have to do it all by yourself.
Yeah,
People lift each other up. You get the support. I've made friends along the way.
yeah.
So having that support is incredibly valuable. And it also really helps you in your business journey. I think a lot of people might quit without, having that support.
Yeah.
Uh, it's so valuable. But I didn't realize that at first, but now I do.
Thank you for sharing that because I think that it happens a lot also. Like, I don't know, with some women, like, I think maybe it's this like ambitious women that is like, we have to do everything on our own, this
Yes,
independence
yes,
of, no, I do not need help. I can do it. And even if I need help, I won't ask for help because then I'm weak. And then you join a community and it's like, oh, wow, I actually can get help and build this faster. And it's beautiful, but it's a learning.
exactly,
It's definitely a learning. And
absolutely, yeah,
talking about learning, I mean, our business supports our personal growth. For me, that was the biggest thing since I started the business. Like, my personal growth just was every single day, getting out of my comfort zone. What have you discovered about yourself since starting this journey that you maybe didn't expect?
yeah. So, I already quickly mentioned that when I was still working in broadcasting, I often held back. I was quite reserved. I didn't show my true colors. And, I was also suffering a bit from imposter syndrome,
Yeah.
a bit insecure. Um, and, that was just because I was working in a harsh environment. So, when it comes to personal growth, um, I've regained my confidence. That's the most important thing for me. As a young kid, as a child, I was already quite confident and a happy kid. But because of that environment, I was so closed off, and I didn't share a lot about who I am. And so this has opened me up completely. I'm able to speak my mind, to show my true colors. And also, I've noticed that I can be quite creative. And that's more than I ever thought. I love creating content. It's such a
Mhm.
beautiful process. I always thought, oh, I'm not that creative, but I really love it. So that's a different side I noticed, or got to learn about myself. And
Wow.
yeah, yeah, and also, being leading my own team.
Yeah.
Um, that's also a different side of you get to know. And, you know, I feel like I'm doing it in my own way, and it's going so well. And, the proof is there as well. So it's such a nice discovery about yourself. So,
Amazing. Thank you
yeah,
for sharing that because
you're
I think
welcome.
that it's so important. And the creativity thing, I thought the same too. I see it more and
Oh,
more that
really?
when I was in corporate, I'm like, oh, I'm not a creative person. I would say this so much all the time. And now
Right.
I enjoy doing all these things that are creative. And I'm like, wow, I've been telling this story to myself for too long. I've been
Yeah.
put in the corporate box for too long that I had forgotten all of these things. So yeah, thank you for mentioning it because I think a lot of people could relate to that.
Yeah, I think so too.
Uh, okay, let's look a bit at the future. What are you
Okay.
most excited about for yourself, your business, your team? Like, I mean, there's so many things coming, I'm sure. You hit a
Yeah.
big, big milestone recently. Like, what's
Yes.
next for you?
Oh man, the future looks so promising. It's really exciting. So my team is growing, and I'm helping more people create freedom on their own terms. And I will just continue this beautiful lifestyle. I call it my second life.
Mhm.
That feels so aligned, so meaningful. And yeah, for the future, I want to be able to have more time and resources to volunteer, of course, to support my team. And yeah, that's all because of the business journey I'm in. It's just supporting my whole lifestyle and living on this remote location, which is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, living your dream is always amazing and how
Yeah,
you got out of your comfort zone to make it happen. And quick
yeah.
question, I don't think we've mentioned this. How long have you been in the business? How long ago did you start your business?
I started in April of 2023.
Oh wow.
So, yeah, so,
That's a few months after me, so that's amazing.
okay.
Yeah, I started January 2023, so
Okay.
that's great. No, it's been a while. Yeah, you're gonna come up now to 3 years and all what you've accomplished, right? In these
Yeah.
3 years. It's amazing. I want to ask one thing, and this just came up, so hopefully it's okay to answer. But I think that when we come to these calls, or sometimes when I'm in social media and I share about the business, like I'm so happy and so grateful that I share about the good stuff because there's so much good stuff.
Mm.
But sometimes there's also hardship. I don't want people to think, oh yeah, I do this business and it's the easiest thing ever. No, it does change your life 100%. But is there something that has been a bit challenging for you or for your team that, just to create awareness of, yeah, it's not easy, but it's totally worth it, this journey?
Um, yeah, I think you have to build some sort of resilience.
Yeah.
You know, you just have to put in the reps,
Yeah.
get out of your comfort zone, learn and implement. And uh, there might be a case that you don't see a result tomorrow, but
Yeah.
it will take some time sometimes. And
Yeah.
then you will have to be patient and
Yes,
and and
that's the
and
biggest thing I learned.
yes,
The
oh
heart is
yes,
the biggest thing.
and you know, trust yourself, the journey you're on.
Yeah.
um so it's, you know, it's a roller coaster. You
Yeah.
know, there are highs and lows. That's the honest answer.
Thank you. It's
Yeah.
important. I think it's important. I just wanted to add this question because it's important to show people the reality of it. Because sometimes it's like, oh, it sounds too good to be true. And I just think it's amazing. But of course, it doesn't mean everything's good. It just means that it's really worth it. So thank you
Yeah,
for sharing your honest
of
answer.
course, of course.
And we're reaching towards the end. I have a few more
Mm.
questions left. But I just want to ask because there are so many ambitious women who dream about freedom, independence, like I guess that was you and me, but
Mm.
hesitate to take action. We decided to take action quite fast. But what would you say to someone who keeps saying she wants change but hasn't started yet?
Yeah, you know, I was super eager to start. I was
Mm.
ready. So this might be, I might not be the person to give an answer or give advice, but maybe I would say don't make it too big in your head. You know, focus
Thank
on
you.
the small steps forward, and you know, dare to be brave
Yeah.
and stop wasting your time. That
Yeah.
it might be very direct, but please stop wasting your time. You know, this is your life. You only have one life. I posted a quote recently, which I find very interesting, which is, your second life begins when you realize you only have one.
Yeah. I love it.
So please, people, you know, prioritize yourself.
Yeah.
If time and money is not something to consider, what would you do in your
Yeah.
life? Well, go and do exactly that.
Yeah, thank you.
So,
That's so powerful and so important because as I said, sometimes I feel like I don't relate so much, but for me it was scary to take that decision. But the thing that made me do it was thinking, I'll be here in 1 year and all these people will be so far ahead. That's what made me go for it. I'm like, I don't want to sit on my Instagram scrolling in 1 year and see all the things these women have accomplished and I'm here still thinking about it. So for me that
yeah,
was like, okay, I'm doing this. But thank you.
yeah.
That is really good advice.
Hmm.
And maybe for someone who's feeling stuck in the 9 to 5, this I think we might be able to relate because what mindset shift helped you move from wanting change to actually creating it? And that could even be before moving, right? Like what
Hmm.
made you be like, okay, I'm actually going to do this. It's not just going to be an idea. I'm going for it.
Yeah, this, you know, when I was still working in my 9 to 5, and you know, I totally get it because I'm also like a bit of a control freak. So I want to feel safe,
Yeah.
you know, and don't want to take any risks.
Yeah.
So, but you know, having that false sense of feeling safe, because it
100%.
because you're not. But feeling safe and unhappy is not the life that you want. But I've been there for many years. I felt like I was in this golden cage with, having a good salary, and
Yeah.
I didn't dare to fly, and but yeah, like I said, it's time to prioritize yourself, to give yourself that push and start learning to fly.
Mm.
And if it's scary, and I get it, get the support you need.
Yeah.
Just reach out and have a chat, and small steps. Don't make it too big. And also, when you have this fear or this voice in your head, recognize this is coming from your brain, how it's wired. It's coming from fear, and that's not a good guide, to step forward. So yeah.
Thank you. That was super powerful. I got goosebumps because that was exactly me. Like, oh, I have a good salary. So,
Yeah.
I just keep going. I'll just save my holidays and go for holiday. And it came to the point that I was like, when I got fired, I'm like, oh, wow, this is not secure anyways. What have I been
No.
doing? It was such a wake up call. And what I tell women is don't wait for the wake up call. Just take it into your own hands and make the
Yes.
decision now. Don't wait until that, being fired or let go, because then it's not the best place to be in. So
Exactly. That's
definitely,
great advice, and such a waste of time if you wait for that moment to happen.
yeah.
So yeah.
Okay, so my last question is if someone listening says yes to herself and commits to building her own business and get started, of course, they have the discovery process, so they get all the guidance. But what
Mhm.
do you believe becomes possible for her in the next 6 to 12 months?
Yeah. So besides creating income online, that's the reality. Uh, that's what happened to me as well. So it can happen to you. But besides, the financial aspect, stepping into entrepreneurship, it will change you profoundly.
Yeah.
It will change you personally. I still remembered when I started, and literally, well, not literally, but I felt like I had butterflies in my stomach.
Yeah.
I felt like I was falling in love. It sounds crazy, but it was such an exciting new chapter in my life, um, that it felt like falling in love. It's the personal journey what makes it so exciting. And yeah, traveling, living, earning remotely, it's possible. And this is something that the traditional job cannot give you.
Yeah.
So um, this is such a high,
Yeah.
um, yeah, how do you say it? Yeah, it's a roller coaster, like I said, but it's like the fun ride you don't want to miss out on. It's
I
and
love it.
and
You put it
yeah,
very well now.
yeah, and in a heartbeat, I would choose this path over and over and over again, even though it's not always easy,
Yeah.
but it's super rewarding
Yeah.
on all aspects of your life. So yeah,
I think you put it in a very good way, and I think sometimes it's hard to relate until you live it, but I've lived it too, and I can totally say that it was just like so exciting. And I also think for ambitious women, because it's like we're in that cage or in that box in corporate, and then it's like wow, you can actually do so much. You can set
yeah,
yourself free, you can influence people, you can do all these things that maybe in corporate would take you like 30 years,
yeah,
like, and you can just do that. And
yeah.
wow, yeah, it was so liberating. So thank you for putting it so well.
You're
And
so
just
welcome. Hmm.
just to finish, Jolene, is there
Hmm.
anything last thing that you want to share, any final message for anyone who's listening to this episode?
Yeah, I hope people felt my energy. This is super sincere, and please take your own um, life. into your own hands. I'm
Yes,
not sure how to
yes, it's
say it,
correct.
but
It's correct. Definitely do that.
yeah, and it's time to start living. And like I said, I call this my second life. It's that serious, you know. It changed me completely, and yeah, I wish that for other people too. It can be done. So
Definitely. We have proof.
dream,
So
yeah.
definitely. And thank you so, so much for so many valuable insights, Jolene. I honestly loved having you here. I would love to have you again in, a while and see where you've gone because I'm sure you'll go very, very far and have lots of insights.
Oh,
Do you
thank you
just
so
want
much.
to share your Instagram so people, if they want to also follow your journey, they can follow you there?
Yes, it's well, it's in Dutch, but it's Jolien Ruiten. Maybe you can
I will also add it
add
on
it
the
a
comment,
comment
so
in
don't
a
worry. Yeah,
comment.
I'll add it on the
It's not that
description.
easy.
I'll
Yes,
definitely do
I
that.
really loved yeah, being on the podcast, and yeah, I would love to come back. So thank you so much, Eugenia.
You too. And 2026 is going to be a great year. So
For sure.
definitely, this is a good way to start it. Thank you
Yes.
so much for sharing your story. I love how your journey shows that freedom isn't about location or income. It's about stepping into your purpose, helping others, and growing as a person along the way. To all the ambitious women listening, if you've been dreaming of independence and a life on your own terms, let Jolene's story be proof of what's possible. The first step is saying yes to yourself and taking action, no matter how small. If you've been wondering whether you could build something meaningful outside the traditional 9 to 5, if you've been feeling the quiet pull for more, this is your sign. You do not have to stay stuck. You do not have to wait for permission, and you definitely don't have to figure it out alone. If you want to explore the same business model that changed both of our lives, watch my free web class. The link is in the description. I am on a mission to help 100 women break free from the 9 to 5 and create a more fulfilling life. If this episode inspired you, hit subscribe so you never miss an episode and share it with another woman who's ready to rise. You've got this, freedom seeker. Let's turn ambition into freedom. And remember, only you can set yourself free. See you next Tuesday.